know, folks, over the years, I've had tons of moms come asking for help with their teen boys. Well, my next guest is a single dad who wants help with his teen daughter. He's worried that she's heading down a dangerous road and he doesn't know how to stop her. Take a look.
Steve, I need your help. My daughter Heather and I live here in Salt Lake City, Utah. My daughter is a very bright young girl and very capable of doing well in school. She's in her first year of high school and we're struggling. I'm struggling. She's skipping classes, Steve. She's hanging out with what I think is some of the wrong kids. We've got a boys thing going on at high school as well. Her mom's not here for her to be able to get some advice on boys or be able to feel like she's got someone she can talk to. I don't know what else to do, Steve. So please, can you help me?
Right. Please welcome David. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Steve. So, David, how long have you been a single father?
I've been a single father for 10 years now. Her mom and I divorced when she was 2. And when Heather was 4, her mom came to me and said that she was going to move to Hawaii and wanted to take Heather with her. And I couldn't imagine my life without my little girl. So that's when I stepped in and had her come live with me full time.
Good, good, good. When did you start having problems with your little girl?
It started this year. She's always been a very good kid, bright, very outgoing personality. And this year, where she's been getting mostly A's and B's, she's getting D's, some F's. She's skipping classes. She's hanging out with the wrong kids. It's just not going well at all at school. And I've tried different things to try and motivate her to do well.
How did you find out she was skipping school?
The school has a system. They send out an automated message via email and through your cell phone as well. And one time I grabbed her cell phone to go through her text messages to see what was going on, and I discovered that she was texting back and forth with this one young boy who I knew at the time was smoking pot.
Talk to me about this situation with these boys, this boy. What else is going on?
Well, as young as she is, I don't allow her to date. I do allow her to go to school dances, and I will allow her to hang out with a young man if they're in a group of kids, not one-on-one.
No.
One young man that she got involved with, the young man, I found out he smokes pot. He never wanted to come around and meet me. He only wanted to hang out with her before and after school and when they were skipping classes. And I tell her all the time that any young man that doesn't want to come meet me and come spend time with you on the weekend is not worth your time or your effort.
Did you have another wake-up call recently?
Steve, we did. It's difficult to talk about. She didn't come home one day from school. She wasn't answering her phone. It's a parent's worst nightmare. Kids have no idea what parents go through when their child's missing. And it was the absolute worst day of my life. I called the police. I did a blast on Facebook, letting everyone know that she was missing. Please share it on your Facebook and get it out there. Needless to say, did not sleep that night at all. Early the next morning, I contacted all the local news stations in town to get the word out, and went to her school first thing in the morning, spoke with the school police officer, and he asked a bunch of questions. I told him who she'd been hanging out with. He says, well, just make yourself comfortable. I've got to go check on something. I'll be back. He came back 15 minutes later with my daughter. And Steve, at that moment, nothing else mattered. She was safe. She was alive. The rest didn't matter.
Okay, how have you tried to get through to her? I know you've been trying.
I've been trying everything I know to do. I've tried discipline. I've tried reward. And that worked for a while, but now all of a sudden it's like we get into a new quarter again at school. She's boy crazy. She's skipping classes again. And she doesn't have a female role model in her life that can be there every day to help her to become a young woman.
Girls need a woman to understand how to be women.
Yes.
Because there's those little idiosyncrasies about womanhood that we just don't know. We can love our daughters, we're fathers, but it's just too much in the game that we don't know about being a woman. Because I throw a panic, you know, my little girl, when she first started having her monthly time. The first time that happened, we was on a ski trip. I started packing. I got to go home. We got to go to the hospital.
Amen.
I'm throwing ski clothes in the luggage. My wife came from the spa. She said, "What's the matter? We got to go. The baby in there," and she, "You know, go in there and look." She said, "No, we're not going nowhere." She said, "Steve, this gonna happen every month." Now, second, this boy that refuses to come meet you. So you go up to the school and you get the boy's parents' number, and then you go meet the boy's parents.
Okay.
See, now I'm gonna talk to you about your boy, because your boy and my daughter are doing some things that I think if you knew as a parent, that I found out, that I don't think is conducive for their development as at this age. So now let's inform each other of what that is.
Yeah.
See, it's not gonna be just me trying to fix my child. I'm gonna get everybody involved with the child fixing business. And then, you know, she's boy crazy like a lot of girls are, but they don't know. It's hard to teach girls, man.
She's still my little girl, Steve.
Absolutely.
She's 14, turning into a young woman, but
That's right.
I still picture that little.
And she still is, though. At 14, she still is a little girl.
Yes, she is.
The only thing she doesn't know is she doesn't know what these boys, all of them, want.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, you can't practice on mine.
Amen.
I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heather's here. We're going to meet her after the break, and we're going to get her side of things to see how it's going. And, folks, this is happening in a lot of families. It's tough to get to these teenagers sometimes, but there are all methods that you can use to help you handle these situations. We'll get into some of that when we get back. All right, everybody, we're back with David. He's a single dad who says his 14-year-old daughter, Heather, is out of control. Now, David doesn't know how to get through to her, and he asked for my help. Heather's joining us now. Hi, Heather. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Okay, do you think that your dad has any reason to worry?
Not really, because he was always worrying about school and boys. And with school, I mean, you got 3 more years of high school to make up classes if you need to. And like with guys, he wants to meet all the guys I hang out with, but any other friends or anybody else is fine. He doesn't want to meet them.
Why did you run away?
Well, I was tired of him getting on me about school, and I just feel like he's always irritated with me, and I can never, like, make him happy.
I know it's got to be difficult to talk to your dad about certain things, so who do you talk to?
Well, of course I can't talk to him about it, so I usually talk to my girlfriends, or I used to be able to talk to a friend of his, but I don't really see her anymore, so.
Okay, let me bring in a woman's perspective here. So please welcome mother and psychotherapist of my friend Stacy Kaiser. Hi, Stacy.
Hi.
How worried should Dad be?
I think Dad should be very worried because red flags have already started. What I see is a girl who is seeking a lot of inappropriate attention and needs a lot of discipline in trade. See, the more inappropriate attention they look for, the more we need to step up and do our job and discipline. And I totally sympathize with you, David. I have a daughter who's just a year older, and 14, I call it the frickin' 14s. It is the worst age for girls. It really is, for us parents, because she's just coming into her own, she's just started high school, hormones start raging, and they think they make good choices, but they don't understand about consequences yet, as you can hear her saying, and it makes it really challenging for us.
Yep.
First of all, your dad loves you more than he loves anything in this world. Now, does he know everything that you need to know about being a woman? No, we don't. And do we get it wrong sometimes? Yeah, we do. Because our expertise is manhood. But that's some very valuable information right there. So when he's telling you something about these boys, guess what? He has an expert view of it because he's been one. You don't have 3 years to make up. Your transcript starts in the 9th grade. It follows you all the way to college. It determines what school you go to, whether they let you come to school at all, whether you can get a scholarship to go to school or not. You got to make that transcript shine. That's your brand. Listen to your father. That night that you were missing was the worst night of his life. Do you know before you came out here that your father was emotionally tearing up, describing how he felt when he couldn't find his little girl? Look at your father right here. This guy loves you unconditionally.
Sweetie.
Everything about you. This man is crazy about you. Best thing that ever happened in my life. Let me ask you, Stacey, what can David do to get on track?
All right, David, you're going to start enforcing some new rules.
Okay.
And the main rule at this point is there is no missing class, because nothing good comes out of ditching class. Trust me about that.
Yeah.
So here's how that plan is going to work. Step one is going to be that you are going to enforce appropriate punishments. So that means if she cuts class, she doesn't just get her phone taken away for a couple of days. She gets her phone taken away for a couple of months.
Okay.
If you are worried that she's not going to go to class, then what you say to her is, guess what, honey? I'm going to take you to class. So you take some time off of work, you walk her, see how she's shaking her head? You're going to see why this works. You say, I'm going to walk you to the door of your classroom and make sure that you get in until you've proven to me that you attend class. And then a little thing that I like to threaten my kids with, and she's going to shake her head about this one too, I know it, is what I call pop-up parenting. I will be popping up at school periodically to make sure you're in class.
Thank you, yeah.
Nobody wants that. There is nothing more embarrassing than having your dad walk in and going, hi, I was just checking. Hello, I'm glad you're here.
For dad to walk you to class, that's like the ultimate OMG.
That ruins everything.
That ruins everything. Well, if you don't go to class, that's what we got to do.
Yep.
Don't throw your life away. Don't ruin your life over some boy that don't deserve you. I know it's important for you to have someone to talk to. And you need someone other than your friends to run it by. So we reached out to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Utah, and they're going to find you a female mentor, like a big sister, somebody that's cool, that knows what's going on out there, somebody you can talk to. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Cool. There, that's what. Now, that's not all. My wife, Marjorie, she hosts every year this annual mentoring retreat, and it's called Girls Who Rule the World. She has a fabulous program where she brings girls all over. She teaches these girls all types of stuff about womanhood and what to expect. It's a weekend camp, and I would love to invite you this year. So what do you say?
Thank you, Steve Harvey.
That'd be nice. Hey, we going there.